I've been asked, me, Nick Duke of Trojan Horse, to interview you, Dan and Mike from Cyril Snear, about yourselves and about the new album. So tell us a little bit about the band, like where you're from, etc. There's a little bit of history.
You want to go first?
Sure. We're originally from North Wales, most of us. Three out of four, 75% maths geeks out there. Myself, Mike and Nick met when me and Mike moved from one high school at the end of our GCSEs to another school for sixth form where Nick was attending, and we got to know each other there and played in our own individual respective bands, and then when those bands crumbled under their own weight, we
forged the
mighty Cyril Snear.
Yeah. So how did you get from there to Manchester? What's the story behind that?
Basically, like, we kind of all finished sixth form and decided not to go to uni. I think Dan went travelling to America for a bit, and I took a gap year. It turned into a gap life. Just as we were playing in Cyril Snear. Dan wasn't in the band at the time. It was me, Nick, and the old bass player Steve. Mm-hmm. And basically, this is where you might have to cut it, because
that's fine, because Guy's probably going to fall over and fall in the water in a second. So skip to now. Who's in the band? What are you doing at the moment?
We've got Daryl Clarkson now on bass for us, and it's pretty much like changed a lot of things for us.
Yeah.
In terms of our approach and like our sound, I think it's made a big difference to the rhythm section of the band now. It's a lot more focused on that, and it's freed up me and Dan to kind of be a lot more expressive and stuff with guitar, and vocally as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Speaking of vocally, you do tend to notice that a lot of the lyrical content is quite politically focused. I mean, what's the sort of story behind that?
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, it's just generally massive sweeping statements and
gross generalisation.
Yeah, and open to interpretation. And I guess it's kind of like quite cryptic social commentary in a weird kind of way. I don't know, just. And I tend not to write a song about like one thing, and the process of lyric writing is generally to be like write little bits of ideas, and they'll just eventually form a theme, and that will become turn into a song. So that's essentially how I go about it.
Okay, so you've got a new album out at the moment. Tell us a bit about that.
It's called Riot of Colour. It's been a work in progress for a couple of years now due to various reasons, technical difficulties, financial difficulties, bass player difficulties, but we got there in the end, and we're really proud of it.
You've run the whole gauntlet then.
Exactly.
Things that could go bad.
Yeah, and we're only stronger for it. So and it's good. Obviously, it's we're keen to crack on with new stuff as well, but obviously it's just been released, so we're just trying to push it and get as many people to hear it as possible.
Yeah, so it's out at the moment, is it?
Yeah, it came out on Monday, and the reaction's been really positive. Like, it's quite like wasn't expecting it to kind of go down so well. So
it's always a bonus, isn't it? It's always nice. Yes.
I am a little bit afraid that it might sound noisy to you.
That was a shit answer, actually. Fuck that.
The person that I am, because of my birth culture.
Right, guys. So tell us a little bit about your influences. Like, who's the biggest influences for all of you?
It's tricky because we're all into a very wide range of things and all different things, but I guess there's a few bands that kind of tie us all together that we all really like and maybe influence us. I guess we're all kind of like Radiohead.
Mars Volta.
Mars Volta.
And then kind of more electronic-y stuff like Bonobo, I think would probably be safe to say we're all down with.
Yeah.
Just
all very sort of progressive stuff in a way.
Good
not
music.
necessarily. So, but you're very, from what I've read before, you're not into the whole progressive tag. But the music that you do does strike me as very sort of proggy myself. But that's just me because I always talk prog.
It's not so much the progressive tag, it's just tags in general. I think there's a big obsession with putting things in pigeonholes and narrowing things down into the tightest sub-genre you can ever imagine, whereas we try and like to keep things a little bit open, because I think we have lots of different influences on music, and sometimes we might sound quite heavy and metally, and other times it's kind of indie and twee, and I think if we just keep it open by saying we're an alternative band or an alternative rock band, then that's kind of about as defined as we'd like to keep it.
That's what we try to do on this album as well. Make it as diverse as possible.
Keep it open.
Yeah, man.
I'm happy, how was your happy? So guys, you've got a video out at the moment of one of your singles. Which single is it? What's the video like? Tell me about it.
Called How Presidential of You. And it's a single edit, it's like a 6-minute song, so we have to cut it for so it gets played on radio. It's like
So loud.
Yeah, pretty much. It's very much Heath Robinson, Cyril Snear jobby, where we've done it like
We did a green screen in my front room.
Did you?
with the green, just the
Awesome.
green
How fun was
flat,
that?
and
It's way fun.
Way fun. Maximum fun.
there's a bit too much of my face in it.
I did notice that you got very good teeth, from the actual video.
Well, I think it must
never
have-
appreciated that before. Right.
I think there was a bit of editing going on there
Right,
to make
okay.
them a bit wider, maybe. But no, we're really, it was Nick's brother, he's filmed it, Ian Rowe. He's really good. He's really talented film editor. And,
Shout out to Ian Rowe.
There you go.
we're
Shout out
just-
to Ian Rowe there. What's the idea behind it? What's the is there a story, anything like that, or just sort of a reflection of the
I guess
actual
it's
song?
just trying to capture the kind of raucness, I guess, of the kind of that first verse. It's quite, the lyrics are quite repetitive, and I think kind of
a mantra, if you will.
and I just like the way he's kind of captured that element of it.
So you've got a remix CD coming out as well.
Yeah, that's out now as well.
Right.
It's called White Space Conflict, and we've basically got 5 different people to remix a few songs, or 5 different songs off the album.
They're all really good.
Yeah, they're all awesome.
Who have you managed to get to? Have you wrangled in?
We've managed to get from the Kites to San Quentin, who's done a remix of Multiple Mono, and Benedict Aram has done a remix of The Wake. That's probably my favourite one. And then we've got Feldon's done Professor Metcalf and Living in the Truth. And who else?
Bella.
Has done Focus.
And Seed, Closed Eyes Are Dancing.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting hearing your sort of songs being interpreted in a completely different way.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
really is, especially in such such a different way. There's a lot of those songs that have been remixed to fairly heavy rock songs, and they've been changed to something entirely different.
Somehow quite the same.
Where can you buy Cyril Snear
That's a good
stuff?
question.
I'll tell you.
I was thinking about awkward shots, and then that just totally threw off what I was
I
trying
don't need to use
Right,
that.
yeah.
I like that. You can get it from our Bandcamp, which is cyrilsnear.bandcamp.com. It's also available on iTunes, although I think we get more money if you buy it from the Bandcamp page.
to.
So.
Definitely.
Yeah, so do that way.
Is there anything else you can buy from there?
Yeah, we've
Oh,
got
yeah.
t-shirts,
Keep in.
first
lads.
album,
First album, remix CD, the new
got all
album,
kinds of stuff on
t-shirts
there.
in 3 different colours,
I think
whatever
you
you
can
want.
also
really.
get the acoustic EP for free download.
We've got like 3 copies of
So get that quick, because there's only 3 copies left. So it's like a veritable smorgasbord of things that you can actually buy then.
that. Absolutely.
Right, so, well,
And hopefully there'll be more in the not so distant future as well.
excellent.
Fun.
So you've definitely got more stuff on the way then.
Well, I think obviously we've got to kind of like play this album for a bit now and obviously kind of do a bit of a tour with that or whatever, and then we want to have an EP out before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. So like hopefully October time, something like that.
Any gigs coming up? Any pivotal?
Playing in London May the 10th as like a secondary album launch celebration
Yeah.
to coincide with the Manchester gig, which was last Saturday.
Yeah. And so that's Good Soul Promotions are sorting that with us. So it should be fun. They're good guys, good souls.
And beyond that, the world is their oyster. So thank you very much, Mike and Dan. And this was Nick Duke from Trojan Horse for Echoes and Dust. Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Beautiful.